Come on. Hello guys, and welcome live to Series 1, Episode 1 of my football stand. So, on tonight's show, we have a Liverpool fan and a Middlesbrough fan. But before we start, we're going to play the song Pig Bag. Here we go. So that was a bit of Pig Bag. Right, my cousin has gone out to write down the league tables, so I can tell you guys who's top of the Championship, top of League 1, top of League 2, and top of the Scottish Premiership. So, our other guest tonight is, of course, a Middlesbrough fan, a Man United fan, a Bayern Munich fan, and also the Middlesbrough manager, who his team plays, the team I play for, next Friday at Old Trafford.
Oh no.
Who am I talking about? It is the crazy Darryl Johnson! Hey Darryl, nice to meet you, how you doing?
You know me. Anyway, yes, good evening, gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining. If you are just joining, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to Alan Richards' new channel if you are new to the channel. Thank you very much for having me on. Yes, I am the manager of Middlesbrough FC, who are going to be playing against my Burnley, not in a couple of days' time for the Community Shield.
No,
which I'm looking forward
that
to
is Bristol Rovers, and the Community Shield is tomorrow.
Bristol Rovers, not Birmingham. I knew it began with a B anyway.
Bloody hell. Bristol Rovers won my Premier League last season, and your team won my FA Cup. Jesus. Oh.
I get these teams mixed up these days. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to tomorrow's game. Should be a good game, and I think it's going to be neck and neck.
Well, you've got the likes of Jamie Vardy.
Which won't be easy either, but hopefully we do it, and we can hopefully demolish.
And also, you're in Europe.
Yes, that is true.
Well, how do you feel?
Very happy. I mean, we beat
AS Monaco. It was a draw. It was a draw the night, Monaco. But you won 7-2 on aggregate. So.
Yeah, very good result. Yes, very happy with that.
So, how do you think you're going to do in the group stage?
Well, I mean, we couldn't say that it was the easiest of groups. It might look easy with the teams that play, but those teams that we're playing against in the group stage are very well organised. They're very optimistic about themselves, and they have a lot of good talent in them. I mean, Karabakh, they're not the easiest of teams by any means, and people say that, oh, well, you look at Karabakh and it's just an easy game, but the offers and stuff, it's not. When you think of some of the other teams that we could have been up against, the likes of, could have been up against a lot of good teams, and luckily for us, we got the teams that I think will cope with very well. And I think, if we carry on with the style of play that we do, I think we'll probably coast them.
Okay, well, your opening game of Group B of the Europa League is away to the Welsh team, the New Saints. How do you think that's going to go down?
Well, like I say, it's going to be an interesting game. Both teams are going to go for it, and they want to prove a point. That's why you're in Europa League. You want to be in Europa League to prove a point to your, respectable countries and stuff. You want to show who's boss. You want to show that your team have better quality than some of the others that you could be up against. So, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a tough game, but I think with the quality that we have enough quality to beat them.
Okay, so the other groups in Europa League, Group A, we have RB Salzburg, Slin, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Vitesse. Group C, we have Red Star Belgrade, Maccabi Tel Aviv, the Ukrainian team that I cannot pronounce properly, and Portsmouth. Group D is Partizan Belgrade, the team that sounds Polish.
Salzburg.
Yeah. Dundee United, Scottish team, and Lyon. Group E is Atalanta, Cologne, Marseille, and Pedro Cub. Group F is Baked Borisov, Manchester United, Slava Prague, and Austria Vienna. Group G is Sporting Braga, Lokomotiv Moscow, Nice, and Sheriff Tiraspol. Group H is Zenit St. Petersburg, the Istanbul club, Villarreal.
Istanbul, I can't even say it now.
I can't say it either. And Victoria Pilsen. Group I, we have Real Sociedad, FC Astana, Steaua Bucharest, and Farda. Group J is Hertha Berlin, AEK Athens, Sevilla, Apollon Limassol. Group K is Malmo FF, PSV Eindhoven, HNK Rijeka, and Atletico. Yeah, and Athletic Bilbao. Oh man, my mind's going. Group L is FC Basel, Rosenborg, Chelsea, and Legia Warsaw. So, what do you think of the other groups then? Let's start with Group L with FC Basel, Rosenborg, Chelsea, and Legia Warsaw.
All right.
So, what do you think? What do you think of Group L? Who do you think's gonna top the group? Who do you think's gonna finish third? Who do you think's gonna be bottom? And who do you think's gonna be second?
Well, it's hard to say at the minute because we haven't seen any of the teams actually play an actual Europa League game yet. We might have seen them doing the qualifying round, but we haven't seen a group stage game yet. Then it's difficult to predict because you look at these leagues and stuff, these European leagues and stuff, and they are unpredictable leagues because you could be up against a team that you don't want. You could be up against a team that sounds simple. You could be up against any team, and you could either do well, you could either struggle, or you could either absolutely naff it up and suffer the consequences of what.
Yeah.
Getting knocked out. But it is going to be interesting. I mean, both teams are going to go for it because obviously that's what you do. That's what you're supposed to do in the European competitions. And there are a lot of there are a lot of teams who will be optimistic, and there's a lot of big teams, there's a lot of big names in this tournament. And, you know, I'd fancy, if I was going to pick a team that I'd fancy to, you know, probably go through out of my group. I know I've got really good stats. I think, well, got a very good team football, you know, and I think we'll get through anyway. But it's a question of predicting which other team would probably go through. And obviously we got Karabakh, we've got New Saints, and we've got, who else was it?
Aalborg FC.
Aalborg. Now, if I had to pick a team out of those three to, you know, qualify for the round of 32, I would say it would probably be us and probably Karabakh, because I think they have better talent in them. And no offence to any other team, but Karabakh are really experienced in the European competitions. They have a fantastic manager, fantastic squad, and I think they're going to be probably the big ones. They're going to be the big named teams. They're going to be one of the big named teams in this tournament.
Okay.
But like I say, like everyone says, it's going to be an interesting league. It's going to be a question of, can we cope under this big pressure that these teams put on us? And I think with the team I've got, I think we can definitely cope. And it's just a question of getting the things, getting it right on the right day. You know, getting the correct team out, getting all the positions sorted, get all that done, and then obviously just relax and enjoy the next couple of games. I mean, you said we're against New Saints first. Is it New Saints first week?
Yes.
Well, they're not a bad team by any means, but do they have the quality to out-muscle the mighty Boa? Possibly, but they would have to really, they'd have to play rather reckless in order to beat us, because we're a strong side, we have a good team, we're organised, and we don't give up without a fight. And that's exactly the type of energy and type of energy and the type of game that I'll want to see tomorrow against Bristol Rovers. But it is going to be a tough campaign, but I think our players can definitely cope under the pressure. And if at first you don't succeed, try again. I mean, it's not the end of the world if you do get knocked out of the Europa League and stuff. It just shows that the players aren't, you know, they're not like fully experienced in this type of competition, and it is going to be tough for them. They will have to put their game in. If they don't, well, I'll have to make a couple of transfers here and there, and try and come back stronger in the next couple of campaigns. But you know, as everyone says, you know, you always assume that your team's going to go through and stuff, because that's what's expected of you and stuff. But our team, it's organised, and if it doesn't work out well in this campaign, then we've always got, you know, we've got the other campaigns to go through. That's obviously if you finish in the top 4 of the top 7 of the Premier League. If I'm right, it's the top 7 of the Premier League that go through. They qualify for Europe, is it?
Yes.
Is that yours?
The team that wins the FA Cup also goes through to the Europa League. The winner of Champions League and Europa League automatically qualifies for the Champions League for next season. So, say if your team won it, your team would basically automatically qualify for next season's Champions League. And the winner of the Champions League will also qualify for next season's Champions League. So, basically, on a measure from 1 to 10, how do you think this season for Middlesbrough, then last season in the Championship, how do you think your Middlesbrough will do this season?
Well, I mean, obviously the Premier League is it's the biggest league in the world, and I'd say it's the most hardest league in the world by far. I know people say that, you look at the Premier League, and people say that, the Premier League's not the best league in the world. The League is voted as one of the best ones in the world as well. There's nothing wrong with the England one, but with the England one, you have to have a lot of talent in your team. You have to have the right players. You have to have skill in your team especially to be a manager of a team in the Premier League. And I've never been manager of a team in the Premier League, and it is going to be a difficult task for me, not just the players, but it's going to be a difficult task for me as a manager to organise the players, to organise the team, and to get the wins. The wins are the important things. If we don't get the wins, then obviously you get relegated, don't you? And it is going to be a tough old season for us, and we're prepared for it. We feel prepared for it, and hopefully the other teams are prepared to see a bit of an interesting team approaching them. My Middlesbrough FC are a very good team. We're well organised. They've got a very good manager in me, and there's always the saying goes for Borough: if at first you don't succeed, try again. And that is how we work. Now, it's going to be a hard league. It's going to be energetic. There's going to be a lot of big teams against us: United, City, Chelsea, and all them. It's going to be a very tough league, and I'm just hoping that if we do, start picking up some good points here and there at the start of the season, I think we could probably go on well. It's a bit early to say on how we'll get on in the league, but I'd like to say at least finish at least mid-table for the first season. Mid-table, I think, is our aim. So, probably 10th or something above that would be very good for us. So I'm going to say 6 out of 10, because we haven't even started the season yet, so we don't know what is going to happen.
Okay, so that's Europa League stuff out of the way. Before we move on to club football, we're going to talk about World Cup, my Fantasy World Cup. So I'm going to get that up earlier this week. And we're going to talk about the 8 teams that have made it to the quarterfinals. So we're going to talk about China, we're going to talk about Colombia, we're going to talk about Japan, Republic of Ireland, Wales, England, Costa Rica and Scotland. Although Darryl reckons my team Scotland will get knocked out, I don't think that will happen. Because my team are the reigning champions. So
yeah.
So let's start with England. What do you think? What do you think England? How do you think they've done? Do you think they've done poor? Do you think they've done okay? I know you're disappointed that you didn't get a chance to play in the England squad, but England have fit. What do you think? What do you think?
Well, I think the fact that we've got to the quarterfinals is actually very good, and you look at the actual you look at the real World Cup that England were in. We got to the semi-finals, sadly getting knocked out by Croatia after extra time, but that's just football for you, and it's going to be an interesting campaign at the end of the day, because everyone's hoping to win it, and obviously me especially, I would say probably England probably have a chance, but they would have to really put the effort in and actually show why they're in the World Cup quarterfinals, because they have been excellent. They've been absolutely fantastic so far in this campaign, and I'm hoping, and obviously I'm not manager of England, but I'm hoping for England's sake that England do not let their heads drop with the fact that, because the pressure's going to be rather high for them in the year when it comes to this quarter final. This quarter final is going to be tough. It'll be really tough for them, and I'm just hoping that, you know, there's nothing happening with them and no injuries. Keep the injuries out of the way, and then I think, you know, we'll coast on.
Okay, well, England's opponents are Wales, and England's got to watch out for one player in particular, and that is Gareth Bale.
Well, he's always the main man for Wales.
We'll come to you in a minute, alright?
Because he's just so, you know, he's a player of good talent. He's got a lot of good talent in him. He's very experienced in the World Cup, especially in these European and the World Cup tournaments. And you look at his stats for Real Madrid and stuff, and he scores a lot of goals. He's the main scorer for Wales. All the Welsh fans expect him to score in pretty much every single Wales game. And it's no surprise, because he's a very good player. And if England don't mark him up properly, we're going to get knocked out. Simple as that. And you know, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for them. And it's obviously a rivalry, so it is going to be feisty and stuff. And I'm looking forward to that game. I'm looking forward to actually hearing about that game, because it's going to be tense. It's going to be feisty. But I think England are the better team.
Okay, let's talk about Colombia. Well, you have Colombia in my sweepstake. You had Tunisia, but they got knocked out by Wales. But it doesn't matter, because if Colombia make it through to the semi-finals, then you've got a chance at winning the big prize, which is a bag of sweets. What do you think of that? Do you think Colombia will make it, or do you think they'll perish under the Chinese?
Well, I'd like to say that we'd win, but you never know. This World Cup is unpredictable. I mean, there's a lot of teams who've gone through and they weren't expected to go through. But you know, you can't underestimate these. It's a tough campaign to be part of. But I think at the minute, with the team I've got in a minute, you know, the way we're playing extremely well. We're playing extremely well. We're very talented. Got talented individuals as well. And you know, you carry on playing like that, and they're going to see a bit of a shock from us when it actually comes to, you know, us actually trying to play against them. They're going to struggle. We understand that it's going to be a big uphill struggle for England, but at the end of the day, it's just a question of going out there and showing people why you are World Cup champions. If you don't, then one, you let me down, and two, it's just a bad day at the office.
Right, so that's Colombia out of the way. Now, the team of last year's World Cup, and you know what's coming up. Scotland! My team!
Yes.
So yeah, what do you think? What do you think of last year's Scotland, and compare it to this year's Scotland?
I'd like to say, but I'm dying for the loo at the minute. So I've just sent you a message.
You could go, because I've got another guest on the show, so I can talk to him, talk to my next guest, and then when you come back, I'll carry on with you. Okay?
Fine, no problem. Right, I'll leave the mic.
Right. So when you look at this, okay. Right. When you look at this, Aberdeen lost 4-1. Okay, so they're supposed to be bottom of the table. Okay?
Who?
Aberdeen. They're supposed to be bottom of the table.
Just because they lost 4-1?
No, they lost 4-2, so they're supposed to be bottom.
What, Aberdeen?
Yes.
No.
You can't. No, you can't have. You can't have a team that has lost to be top of the table.
But Kilmarnock can't overtake them.
And anyway, Celtic lost. You can't have Celtic in second place because they lost. They lost 8-0.
Yeah.
So you can't have Celtic in second place.
So who they beat Celtic?
St Johnstone. Where are they in the table?
St Johnstone, so they go up 2 places.
No, where are they in the table? What number?
Yeah, they should 2. And someone went down, so they went just up.
Well, basically, it's supposed to be the winners at the top of the table, the teams that drew in the middle, and the losers in the bottom. So the losers that are in the bottom are Aberdeen, St Mirren, Celtic, and Hearts. The winners at the top of the table are Hibernian, Rangers, St Johnstone, and Ross County. And the teams that drew are Motherwell and Kilmarnock, so they're in the middle.
Okay.
Do you want to go and change it for me, please?
Well, I don't know how to change it, so I don't know where each one goes. So.
Oh, I'll do it later. Right, sorry guys, I've just got to take my cousin to outside to show him something, and then I'll be back.
Follow me, please.
So the other tables are fine. Okay.
That game's going from top to bottom just in one game.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Right. I am back. You back, Daryl? Probably still on there. Right, sorry about that, guys. Just had to do something with my cousin Ryan House, which do the other tables properly as well. But we're now going to move on to club football once Daryl's back. So we're going to talk to Ryan House now about what he thinks of Liverpool's chances in my Premier League, because they now have a new manager, which is my Auntie Lee. So, Mr. House, what do you think of Liverpool's chances in my Premier League for this season? What do you think of Liverpool's chances in my Premier League this season?
I think there's enough good chances, I'd say, because they've been doing pretty well in friendlies just before the Premier League starts. So I think they're going to have high chances. Even after that real life incident with Mo Salah, I think things were going to go back to normal and perfectly fine.
Well, Liverpool opened their account away to Mansfield Town. Mansfield Town have got the likes of Luis Suarez in their ranks. And then after Mansfield Town, Liverpool then are away to Middlesbrough on Saturday the 18th of August. So, what do you think of these two games? Mansfield Town and Middlesbrough. What do you think? How do you think Liverpool's going to fare against those two teams?
They're going to beat them, won't they? Don't have to.
Mansfield Town have manager John Aldridge, who used to be my sport buddy, and Middlesbrough have the one and only Daryl Johnson.
Sure.
But Daryl Johnson's team has got very good, strong players. The likes of Jamie Vardy, and I can't remember who else. But I think it's going to be tough against Middlesbrough, to be honest. Auntie Lee's team needs to produce something. Last season they finished third, I think. They are in Europe, which I will find for you. So Liverpool are in Group H. It's a tough group. Liverpool are in Group H of my Fantasy Champions League. It's a tough group. They've got AC Milan, Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid. Liverpool's opening game, I think, is against Real Madrid. What do you think? What do you think of Liverpool's chances in my Champions League?
Well, I think as long as Real Madrid behave like morally, I think Liverpool may have a chance against them this time.
Okay, just waiting on for Daryl Johnson to come back. Don't know how long he's been in the toilet. Sorry about this, guys, just waiting for my other guest to come back, Daryl Johnson. Don't know how long he's going to be. but I will tell you the results of today's matches. Starting with the Scottish Premiership, Aberdeen lost 4-2. Unbelievable. Not a good start for Aberdeen. Rangers off to a fantastic start, 5-1 winners over St Mirren. Celtic bitterly defeated. They won the Scottish Premiership last season, but they failed to start the new campaign with a win, and they lost 8-0 to St Johnstone. Ross County beating Hearts 4-2, and it was a draw between Motherwell and Kilmarnock. It's not Inverness Caledonian Thistle. Wrong spelling. It is Dundee who are playing Partick Thistle. Inverness Caledonian Thistle were relegated last season. And I think we have our other guest back, Mr. Darrell Johnson. Okay. League Two results: Colchester United 2, Oldham Athletic 3, Bradford City 0, Forest Green Rovers 3, Brentford 3, West Brom 1, Crawley Town 1, Morecambe 4, Rotherham United 2, Accrington Stanley 3, Western Town FC 1, Carlisle United 3, Scunthorpe United 5, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Basingstoke Town 4, Barrow 3, Plymouth Argyle 5, Sunderland 3, Exeter City 1, Barnet 5, Aldershot Town 4, Southport United 3, and Fleetwood Town 4, Crewe 1. League 1 results.
I'm back now, sorry about that.
That's fine, that's fine. And while you were out, I had to take my cousin outside.
Yeah, I heard, I could hear you. I could hear you.
Because he made a mistake with the Scottish Premiership, basically. So I had to correct it for him. So League 1 results: Fulham 4, Reading 3, Bournemouth FC 2, Bury 4, Norwich City 2, Torquay United 3, Wigan Athletic 1, Leeds United 5, Yeovil Town 5, West Ham United 4, Rochdale 2, Luton Town 5, AFC Wimbledon 3, Charlton Athletic 3, MK Dons 5, Southampton 2, Lincoln City 4, Blackpool 4, Coventry City 2, Barnsley 4, Huddersfield Town 4, Preston North End 1, Sheffield United 1, Shrewsbury Town 5. The Championship, last night, Tottenham and Everton entertained the fans with a 4-3 win to Everton. It was a brilliant game. Everton got off to the good start by beating Tottenham, who got relegated last season from the Premier League, and Tottenham were off to a bad start. Gillingham were winning 2-0 at Stoke at home to Stoke City, but Gillingham failed to hold on to that 2-0 lead at half time, and Stoke City came back to win 4-2 this afternoon. The 3 PM kickoffs in the Championship: Frank Lampard started his first game in charge of Aston Villa, and his new signings produced one of the best games ever, beating Walsall, the team that got promoted from my League 1 to the Championship, and beat Walsall 4-1 in a brilliant game there. And Lampard said after the game, it cannot get better than this. So he hopes that he can take Aston Villa back to the top flight of English football in my football world. Birmingham City, they beat Nottingham Forest 4-3. Tranmere Rovers, the survivors from last season, have won on the opening day against the bitterly Millwall, and they beat Millwall 4-1. Bolton Wanderers and Stevenage Town encountered a big hooch game, and Bolton won 4-3. A massive win for Leyton Orient and their manager, Michael Weaver. They lost John Terry to Fulham, but it doesn't matter because Leyton Orient won 6-0 against Blackburn Rovers. Derby County thrashed Wycombe Wanderers 5-2. Brilliant win for Derby. Up they go, hopefully. Cheltenham Town beat Notts County 4-1. Notts County were the team in the playoffs. They missed out on making Premier League football this season, but hopefully they can try again this season. AFC Bournemouth lost 4-2 to Brighton. It was disaster for Bournemouth, who got up to my championship from League One. And the last game of the day saw Leicester City beat Bath City 3-1. So, yeah, and tomorrow's game is Cardiff City against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, another relegated team from my Premier League. So hopefully Crystal Palace can get off to a good start. So the tables, some of the tables are wrong, but I will go through them as they say.
Okay.
Play my cousin. Right, this is the championship. This is not how the table looks, which I have to make a change to it, but I will tell you who is top in from my cousin's thinking. So, top of the table is Stoke City. They're not. Aston Villa is second. They're not. Everton are third. They're not. Birmingham fourth. Not. Bath fifth. Not. Brighton sixth. They're not. Bolton seventh. They're not. Blackburn 8th, they're not. Cheltenham 9th, they're not. Bournemouth 10th, not. Cardiff 11th, they're not. Derby County 12th, they're not. Leicester City 13th, they're not. Oh, I can't believe this. Crystal Palace 14th, they're not. Leyton Orient 15th, not. Millwall 16th, they're not. Nottingham Forest 17th, not. Tranmere Rovers 18th, not. Notts County. I can't believe this. I'm gonna cry in a minute. Notts County. I think they're 18th, 19th, 20th. Yeah, 18th Notts County, which they're not.
Hey, not all right.
Oh, that's a championship. League One is the same. League One's the same. Fulham are not top after yesterday because they won, but they did go top, but they're not top. So League One's the same as the Championship. League Two is the same as the Championship, and I've already corrected Scottish Premiership. So there. So that's the club football done. Midweek matches in League One. So these are the midweek matches. So Shrewsbury Town against Fulham, Luton Town against Preston North End, Leeds United against MK Dons, Southampton Rochdale, West Ham United Charlton Athletic, West Ham to lose again, Blackpool against Reading, Barnsley against Sheffield United, Torquay United against Bury, Bournemouth FC against Norwich City, Huddersfield Town against Coventry City, AFC Wimbledon against Yeovil Town, and Lincoln City against Wigan Athletic. West Ham are terrible because they have a terrible manager, and that's Reece Milton. League Two matches in midweek. So we have.
Only got 12 minutes left on the call.
Okay. Do you want to carry on being on the show, or what do you want to do?
Carry on.
Yeah.
I don't know how long you're doing the stream for, man. But
Not that long. We'll finish off with the World Cup again because you left because we were on Scotland, so we'll get your opinions on Scotland.
Okay.
So Forest Green Rovers, Oldham Athletic, Carlisle United, Sunderland, Crewe Alexandra, Accrington Stanley, Barnet, Basingstoke Town, Morecambe, Bradford City, Sheffield Wednesday, Aldershot Town, West Brom, Scunthorpe United, Southport United, Plymouth Argyle, Barrow, Brentford, Western Town FC, Exeter City, Rotherham United, Crawley Town, and Colchester United, Fleetwood Town. And I will not say championship matches in pre-season in midweek because we need to roll on. Because right, let's get back to the World Cup. The World Cup will be the last thing we're going to talk about before we end the show with a bit more of pig bag. So we were just on Scotland at the moment. So let's head over to Darryl Johnson. So Darryl Johnson, your opinions on Scotland?
Well, I can't say that I don't like Scotland. To be honest, I don't like the football team, but with Owen being manager of them, it's different. Obviously, the champions of the world before, current holders.
Yeah.
They are gonna go for it. Gonna actually show why the world champions are gonna try and cause some more teams to get knocked out here and there. And there's a lot of teams who are going to be worried, and they're going to be like, not this team again, because we got beaten up beforehand. So, it will be an interesting turnaround. And I think when you look at the team that the Scotland have, I think they've got good talent in them. There's not much more I can actually say on Scotland, because there's not much I can say about Scotland, except they're going to want to go and win the game again, and just show everyone why they are the current holders of the World Cup. They want to show exactly why they're holders and why Alan Richards is a good manager for them.
And for Burnley, of course.
Burnley,
because we have Gareth Bale. So, Middlesbrough, you better watch out, because Burnley are going to whip you apart.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Right, so can I have your predictions on the teams that will make the semi-finals? So, your prediction for China against Colombia.
Well, it's a tough game. I'm going to say China 1, Colombia 5.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think it will be that score.
No, I don't think so, but why not be optimistic?
Okay. Japan against Republic of Ireland.
Japan against Republic of Ireland. I think Republic of Ireland will go for it.
Okay. So you're optimistic on Republic of Ireland then?
Yes, I am optimistic.
So what do you think the score's going to be?
2-1.
Okay. Wales, England. Now think of this. Think about this game. Okay?
I knew you'd say that. I knew you'd say
Think
that.
about this game before you say. Okay? Wales, England.
Wales 1, England 2.
Okay. And last but not least, you have to say Scotland. Do not say the other team, because if you say Scotland, then Burnley are going to thrash you. Costa Rica against Scotland. Please say Scotland. I'm warning you, Darryl. You don't say Scotland, then Burnley will thrash you. I mean it.
Just because it's you, I'll say Scotland. Then.
Hooray! Thank you very much. And it will be, because Costa Rica is going out. So you're
well, just to let you know, if at any chance we manage to, you know, beat you, if at any chance that, you know, that. What? Oh, I've actually forgot what I was going to say. What was I going to say? Oh,
you're going to say Middlesbrough to beat Burnley. Nah.
Wait.
Come on.
If you beat, if you beat whoever you're against, then
our first game is against Portsmouth at home.
No. I mean, whoever Scotland are against.
Costa Rica. Oh.
Right. What I was going to say.
Got me confused then.
Yeah. What I was going to say is, if you beat Costa Rica, do you end up playing against me in the semi-final?
No.
Oh.
Last 8, match 1, China or Colombia will play last 8, match 3, Wales or England. Last 8, match 2, Japan, Republic of Ireland will play last 8, match 4, Costa Rica, Scotland.
Oh.
Sorry.
Well, if we end up playing against you in the final, we'll beat you.
One thing. Up yours.
Yeah, same to you.
Right. Thank you to my guests tonight, Mr. House and Mr. Darryl Johnson. The next episode will be next Saturday, and returning for a new series will be my final score next weekend.
Wow,
But I might be doing the garden, so I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'll have to multitask.
Right.
But if I can't do it, then it would have to move to the following weekend. Okay. So, thank you for being on the show, Darryl Johnson. Thank you for being on the show, Mr. House. I know you made the leagues wrong, which I'm going to sort out. To end the show, we're going to play another bit of Dun 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 Dun. Dun 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 dun. There we go.
Take back. This is Riverside Stadium in Denver, phase 1 minutes. Shows for the best.
Big Bang. It's their theme song for when they come out onto the pitch. Yes. Yes. My mum knows what Big Bag is. It's not that. Talking about.
Because it's only just started, isn't it? So we're all at 0, so if they lose, they're at 9, shouldn't they? So we're going to go.
Should we get it?
Yeah.
Do you want to go and
Because I'm used to doing it, like...
do you want to go and turn these around then?
I understand that it goes to the bottom, but like, I've changed the new levels all over the place.
I'll do it with you. Alright, thank you guys, thank you very much, thank you to Darryl, thank you to Mr. House.
Yes.
I will see you on the next episode of Football Stand next Saturday evening. Goodbye.